Up now, we're talking about truth, technology, and the future of work with Vertalo. We have Gautam Gujral, and I hope that I pronounced that correctly. He's the co-founder of Vertalo, and prior to Vertalo, he was a managing director at Credit Suisse's Prime Services Department, where he advised hedge funds and monitored all legal, tax, and regulatory developments applicable to the Prime Services Department and hedge fund clients. Prior to Credit Suisse, Gautam was special counsel at the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. He has considerable experience, so can you please welcome him to the stage?
Thank you all very much. I hope you can hear me all right. And thanks for taking the time to attend. Wanted to use today to talk to you about the future of work. To talk about the future of work, we actually might want to take a step back and go back 500 years to the time of Mr. Da Vinci. Mr. Da Vinci crafted a CV, a curriculum vitae, which we now also refer to as a resume, to highlight his accomplishments. Ironically, he highlighted his accomplishments as a weapons expert and an engineer more than as a painter and an artist like we now know him. Right now, we all receive resumes from people that say that they know a lot of very specialized, they have a lot of very specialized knowledge and make all kinds of claims, and we don't really know how much of it is true, how much of it is not, and we don't know whether we're going to be hiring the next Leonardo da Vinci by just looking at somebody's resume. The problem with resumes tends to be that threefolds. One is that it's user-generated content. The other is that oftentimes people don't trust that process, and that results in people reverting back to tribes to make their hiring decisions, which means really that they go back to the people that they know. The tools we use are subjective. They are user-generated. There's an example that I want to give from one of our co-founders, David Hendricks, when he was at Oracle, and he was in charge of a good portion of their recruiting. And there was a job offer, or there was a job opening, and he started receiving a lot of resumes. And what he noticed about the resumes was that they all seemed to be very similar in nature to each other, with the names on the top changed. And that led him to believe that something was amiss, and he stopped that process. And instead, he did what most people would do at that stage, which is that he went to a headhunter. Now, going to a headhunter is great if you've got one position, but if you've got a lot of them to fill, I imagine it's a fairly painful process to build trust in a relationship with a headhunter. Now, the unreliable results lead to a lack of trust, but headhunters, according to recent research, 93 of them still rely on resumes. Only about 42% of them do any type of background check. So that should tell you something about the process. And once that, and the process is a long one as well, because it takes a long time to interview people via phone, in person, and to hire them. And good candidates go fast. They disappear from the scene because they get snapped up by somebody else. And on average, it takes between 22 and 52 days to hire somebody, and this rate has dramatically increased over the last few years. So when these costly processes create a complete disconnect between the employees and the potential employers, and what do potential employers do? They go back to their tribe, to people that they know, to hire people that they think that they need at that time, and also go back to just relying on resumes, but they don't necessarily get the best candidates. And it also has another embedded cost in it, which is that to a bad hire costs a company a lot of money. So that's kind of what we have been struggling with to find a solution for. And the good news is that the future of work is no longer going to be dominated by employees and tribe. It's going to be faster, differentiated, and flexible, right? So what we really want to do is you want to hire the best people and you want to do it fast. So for contract workers, that poses another issue, which is that they need to be able to prove themselves to people that need to do this hiring quickly. So that's the opportunity cost that we want to avoid. And that's what Vertalo is about. It's about proving yourself and certifying your work history. How it works is actually pretty simple. A company onboards itself onto our platform, and individuals onboard themselves onto our platform, right? And you can upload your educational and academic history onto the platform and have it verified by the party that you said you worked for or to the party that you went to school at. And it's only when there's a two-sided attestation, a certification on both sides, that you actually get to then go out into the market and proclaim that you actually have done all of this stuff. And the incentive for people certifying you on this platform is our token called the Talos. And that's going to be, it's something that we intend to bring to market fairly soon. The stints rely on, so each employment history that you have is called a stint, right? So when two sides verify that stint, then it's attested to and it becomes part of your employment graph. And your employment graph is actually a good way for you to start building up your self-sovereign identity as well. Now, this is only the beginning of the process, but we intend to develop this further as we go as well. And by leveraging this platform, what we intend to do is also give people the opportunity that they previously would not have had access to because of geographical differences or because they wouldn't have been found by potential employers. And Vertalo also solves some issues that employers have today, because by using this deliberately designed token structure, Vertalo cuts through the noise and spam of online professional networks as they exist today. It allows people through certification to incentivize network participation. The one-time verification confirms the data and commits proof to the blockchain, so it's immutable. And it allows freelancers to have a more complete pictures of what they've done to show it to the world, because they can also verify it with multiple people that they've worked with on their different jobs, even though they weren't employed by the company. Now, what we're basically doing is we're tokenizing a resume. So, and because relationships represented by stints are governed by legal agreements and not by trust, they're inherently well suited to be put on the blockchain. Similarly, you could have just one central intermediary doing this for you, but people, in my view, rightly would find that a little suspect to have one intermediary have all of this information and it not be available otherwise. And again, that's a good reason, we believe, to have this on the blockchain. But using fiat does not make sense to us, neither is using Ether. We believe that it's a better incentivization for people on our platform to use our own tokens because they themselves are helping grow that platform and to create value on the network. So users, as I mentioned earlier, will collect rewards for platforms that use the Vertalo ecosystem. You can earn them by doing the certifications that you've been requested to do. So you have them, you can use them on the platform for doing your own hiring, doing your own checks, and it's just really just the lifeblood of the platform. That's our mission, which I just succinctly put, that this is our mission. This is what I just spent a few minutes talking about. And we, as I said, we're going to use the ERC20 smart contract written to the Ethereum blockchain to accomplish this goal. Now, another benefit that this offers us is that the Ethereum platform is also, it offers a certain amount of like identity protection, which we also want to use so that people can be secure in the knowledge that their information is in fact immutable and that they will have access to it in the future. Our team consists of quite a few people. The ones highlighted here, David Hendricks, William Baxter, and myself were co-founders. David and William have worked together previously at Cheetah Mail. And David, has had a long career in this field in startups, in raising money for startups and making startups be viable companies today. William, our Chief Technology Officer, has a PhD in mathematics from the University of California at Berkeley and is a very well-respected force, I should say, in agile technology, and he holds seminars on it, he mentors a lot of people, he's just a true leader in that field. My background was announced to you earlier. Our team is obviously larger, much larger than this, but I just wanted to highlight a few people to you. Carl Levin is a member of the team we're based in Texas, and Carl is a graduate of Cooper Union, which is a very well-respected institution in New York, and he has a lot of background in social network, e-commerce, financial services, and he's joined by Eric Stewart, who has over 20 years of experience. He's a graduate in computer sciences from the University of Texas at Austin, which some of you may have heard of. It's a very, very well-respected school in the United States, and he has a degree in computer sciences, and he's a software-focused technologist, which brings a tremendous amount of depth to our undertaking. Here in the room, I'm joined by Mr. Paras Shah, who is a graduate of Louisiana State University with a degree in international trade and finance. He's got a lot of experience trading crypto as well as other currencies, and he has been bitten by this bug for years now, and we're very proud to have him on our team. We have a lot of very key investors and partners that we wanted to also highlight here. We are launching on the Polymath platform to explore the securities token market, and Benepay is an investor in our company as well as an advisor, and it is an HR company and is very enamored by our platform because of the issues that they themselves have found in this space, and they have about 2,500 clients, so we are very delighted to have them on board with us. And the others, Lowenstein Sandler are our counsel, very well-respected counsel in the United States, the Star Conspiracy, Spark Chain, and Shasta Ventures, based in Silicon Valley. We would be delighted if you joined us on Telegram at that address right there, and just became a part of our community, followed us, and we are here for a few more days at this conference, and we would welcome any conversations that you'd like to have to find out more about our platform, about our upcoming token offerings. We'd be happy to take any meetings that you desire, and I'll leave you with that and want to thank you again for your time, and I hope you have a perfect rest of your day. Thank you.